Got him too high. They got him too high. And that's because he ain't playing the other guys. He ain't playing the big guns like Drew Brees because he be down further. He be sick. And my homeboy, that'll push him at 7. They play Aaron Rodgers, that'll push him at 8. So he be on down if you play some other quarterback. Skip right now, the only guy I got him better on the list than Big Ben. I mean, obviously he's better than some of these other guys. But Big Ben, and that's because I don't know what Big Ben I'm going to get after elbow surgery.
But just on legacy, I think I'd give Ben that.
No. I ain't no legacy. Legacy don't win you no games now. I'm talking about what you're going to be able to do on the field. Now, my guy, I'm taking Matty Ice.
My guy.
Over since you're talking about legacy. But I'm taking Matty Ice. He had 4,400 yards last year. He's been a former MVP, but just based on that moving forward, I would take Matt Ryan.
Are you kidding me? That joke already.
You saw what he did last year. So let's just say for the sake of argument, in 2020, this is what I'm going to do for old Dak Prescott. Since you like him so much, I'm going to take away Gallup. I'm going to take away Cooper, and I'm going to take away C.D. Lamb. And I'm also going to have Ty Smith miss a few games, and I'm going to have Lyle Collins miss a few games. And I'm going to see if he can get that team to win that division.
Really?
That's what my guy did last year.
Did we have that? If my guy won the division, he wouldn't get concussed after one throw in the first playoff game he's ever played in. My guy doesn't get hurt.
Your guy was in Jerry's world watching us play on the Jumbotron. Because that seems to be the only thing it's good for.
Your guy.
When it's time for my guy to play, he actually plays the whole game because he doesn't get hurt.
Whoa. He played the whole game against us the last game of the second to the last game of the season.
Well, he did have a banged-up shoulder.
Don't do that, Skip.
He played. He sucked it.
How did he play?
Awful.
So he should have just sat out there. Remember I told you, Skip, his shoulder hurt. No, my guy's a warrior. He's going to suck it up and play.
He practiced zero that week. Zero.
This is what I know.
Okay.
I saw Carson Wentz throw for 4,000 yards, and not one of his receivers, I'm not talking to tight end, I'm talking about the guys that play outside the numbers on a consistent basis. None of them had 500 or more yards receiving. He's the first quarterback in the 100-year history. Skip, you know they've been playing football for 100 years?
And why are we counting this tight end?
What Carson Wentz did last year. He did that.
So his tight ends combined for almost 2,000 yards.
So how many games do you think the Cowboys would win? If I took Gallup, I took Coop, I took C.D. Lamb, and his 2 tackles out for, let's just say, Lyle Collins misses 5-6 games, and Ty Smith misses 2 to 3 games.
Well, what's 2 more games?
We got Blake Jarwin, who I call Shannon Jarwin. He can light you up in Hall of Fame fashion.
Okay.
Amari Cooper, he was hurt all season.
Because we had Ertz. But I'm talking about the wide receiver. You love Amari, you love Gallup. And C.D., this is why Dak is favorite for the MVP third, because of C.D. Lamb.
But didn't Dak have like 6 more touchdowns and like 1,000 yards more than walking to him? I'm just saying. Didn't Tyrone Smith miss 3 games? Didn't Lyle Collins miss some time too? And so on. I'm just saying. Come on now. Tell the whole story now, Skip.
What Tony Pollard does best actually is catch it more than run it. We could put him in the slot. We'd be okay.
Remember we tried him on 4th down and what happened?
Yep.
What happened? Why wasn't Zeke?
He wasn't warmed up.
Why wasn't he? God, come on.
Yeah, where was Zeke? I'm gassed. I just had a 30-yard run and I can't do it anymore. You make $90 million a year to be in shit. You got to take it home.
What? He had 30.
I'm gassed. I'm out. Coach, come get me.
He had $30 million in a bag. He had a ball in one hand and $30 million in a bag on his other.
Yeah, and he was running away with that shit. Yep.
$90 million is a lot to drag down the field for 30 yards. That's all you got in you for that. You got to go wait until the next game. All right, so
here we go.
Here's my biggest takeaway about this question. This is what the one part that I love about this question that you were alluding to, but you didn't drive it home with the conclusion.
What?
The Dallas Cowboys play the 3rd easiest schedule in the league this year based on last year's one-loss record.
Yeah.
So New England plays the 1st hardest schedule based on last year's one-loss record. And the Dallas Cowboys play the 3rd easiest schedule. And the reason that just hit me right between the eyes last night is what you said. I'm looking and I say, oh, there's no Tom Brady
Shut up,
on
Mark
this list.
Bertini
Wait,
on
there's
Facebook.
No Breeze.
I see you
there's
there.
There's no Mahomes. Well, oh, wait, there's no Rodgers. There's no Deshaun.
No.
Well, what a great schedule.
Thank you very much for that super chat, Dak. Whoa. Wait. It slipped past me. Damn. Well, let me see if I can get it back. I'm just messing up tonight. Julio Jones and the team saying Carson Wentz beat 4 NFC East teams just to go 9-7. Thankfully, we got rid of Coach Clapp to give us CDTD land. Thank you, D-Link. Now we return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Schedule is this, right?
But y'all found a way to lose.
You avoid 5 of the best quarterbacks in the league. And what have we seen with Dak on the roller coaster ride? Rookie year, offensive rookie of the year.
Yep.
13-3. Here we come with a week off before a playoff game, and he puts up 30 on Aaron Rodgers and company. Remember that?
I do.
31, I guess it was.
I
He
do.
brought them all the way
I
back
do.
to 31
I
all. Threw for 305 yards, 3 touchdowns. It
Let's
was a big game. That was a great way to start as a rookie quarterback. But then what happened in the second year? The roller coaster went down like this. He lost Zeke for 6 games. He played pretty awfully, pretty terrible.
Okay.
And then, whoop, here we go.
With nobody out there. Nobody.
And we win the division. Here we go. And he beats Russell Wilson head-to-head in a playoff game at Jerry World.
What?
And he played well enough to win out here against Jared Goff until my defense let Jared Goff run for like 20 yards on 3rd and 9. I don't know what it was. It was just awful. So the point is, the roller coaster dipped down again last year, and Dak got off to a nice start against garbage teams, and then he didn't play very well.
Skip.
So the roller coaster's got to swoop back up to the top again in 2020.
So
this is Dak's year. Every other year, Dak Prescott.
So the even number years, your guy does well. 16, 18, 20.
Yeah, we're going to get even for last year. And Carson Wentz is going to be riding in the back seat in the NFC East because he is in the back seat.
Catbird.
He is not as good as Dak Prescott. Nobody thinks that except you. I give you that he finished.
Man, sit your ass down, Skip. Skip, you hater. I'm sick and tired. Hey, who else is sick and tired of Skip? Who else is sick and tired of Skip Bayless? Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Dougie Fresh, what's up, man? Slick Rick, what's up, man? I can't. Arcadia Nation USA, Dak or Patrick? Well, if you had a choice, hold on, let's get open for business here. Let's wake up the football gods up here. Wake up, guys. Okay. $503 million, $477 million with guarantee mechanisms. Young Wilson, what's up? Shannon this week. Skip is a flip-flop fan, and I am. You are too? You're a flip-flop fan? You're flip-flop. Appreciate the super chat. Okay. Golf is great. Tom Hasselhoff. Okay. Woo. All right. $503 million, 477 of which there are mechanics or whatever. Look, they got triggers in them that will guarantee money, that there are outs in there if they seem possible and so forth. So what's up, man? Hey, Trucker Life 78, glad you're watching watching live tonight. That's a lot of money, man. That's a whole, here's what's crazy about this thing. Mike Vick signed, I think, a 10-year deal worth, I think, $130 million. I think Tyron Smith signed, I think, a 9 or a 10-year deal. But nobody else has had a 10-year deal as far as what I can see. Now, in some regards, you look at this, $477 million guaranteed. When this deal is done, this is how far in the future this is. I will be collecting Social Security. I will be 65 years of age getting my Social Security check when this deal is done. It's freaking insane. I'm sick of them too. KC is screwed. Well, hold up. But see, we get crazy about the numbers, right? Because technically, what you're talking about is, 10-year deals, $50 million a year. But I'm gonna say, I want you to think back to when Drew Brees 5 years ago was the highest paid at $18 million. Drew Brees, I think. Let me double check. Hold on. Let's double check on this. in 2015. I want to double check. Sorry, $20 million. Drew Brees was $20 million just 5 years ago. It went up by $15 million. So from the standpoint of knowing that the NFL is going to have a lot more money down the road, they're looking at Kansas City saying, you know what, if we sign him to a long enough deal, if we offer him enough money that he can say, I'm going to be the first $500 million player, he won't turn that down. But what we can do with this is we can have triggers that will get us out of it if we need to. So we can also kick a lot of that money down the road when we know the salary cap is going to be huge. So in fact, I bet you going into this year, he's going to get a check for, probably $100 million in the next couple of days or so, something like that, that he can go to the bank and say, hey, here you go, bam. But I bet you that the cap hit that they'll take this year won't be jack. See, they can give him $100 million guaranteed money today, divide that up over the 10 years of the life of the contract. It's only $10 million a year. And they can say, we're going to pay you $1 million. And we have an $11 million cap hit. They can make it friendly as hell. And this is where teams like to have a contract for a quarterback that's for a long time, because then Kenny Gibbons, thank you very much for that super chat. I think Dak deals is done at the last minute. Yeah, well, this is where the Dallas Cowboys are freaking idiots. Oops, did I miss another one? Kenny Gibson, thank you very much. Gibbons? Thank you very much for that super chat. And Travis Power, they got it good with 10 years. They can spread it out. Right, exactly. They got it, exactly. Tom Hasselhoff, dude, I know you're not talking about, being a Rams fan, how you got the nerve to be talking about somebody else stink? Because you know what I saw your quarterback, your guy, dude, in the Super Bowl. Listen, you know what, Tom? Screw you, man. Your quarterback stinks. Dude had guys wide the hell open, deep routes, and he was late delivering the ball. Those dudes were so wide open. How wide open it was? Man, they were sitting there eating a sandwich while they were waiting on the damn pass to get there. And it was late, and it ended up costing them the damn game. So I don't want to hear nothing about my quarterback stinks when your guy had the opportunity to beat New England with two wide open, deep routes that should have been touchdowns and taking that game going away. No, your team got there and threw up all over itself. So kiss my high yellow behind, buddy. Kiss it. Kiss it. Okay? Don't get me started tonight. Oh. Howard Floyd, thank you very much for that super chat. Man, how you doing tonight, man? Your fish, he's growing. He's growing. He's getting friendlier. Appreciate the super chat. Man, I can't even keep up, man. Okay, so $500 million. They can spread out the money as much as they want to on it. And that's what teams would rather have for quarterbacks, because you figure quarterbacks going to be around. They're going to have some outs in there that if they need to get out, they can get out from under it and so forth. But they can spread that money and kick it down the road, because actually the Chiefs did not have a lot of cap room going into this thing right now. And they probably went to Pat and say, look, Pat, we're going to give you a whole lot of money. But what we need is cap relief now so we can try and keep this thing together. And so we can try and continue to win while we still have people here. Now, this is where we go back to the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys. Young Wilson, I was getting to that. Dallas Cowboys. What in the hell are you doing? The Dallas Cowboys, I hate to say it, are stupid.
Why in the hell would the Dallas Cowboys do this? Seriously. So you didn't listen to me last week. You're going to bring...
Here we go again. The Dallas Cowboys, this is D-Law all over again. You know what? We thought that DeMarcus Lawrence was going to settle for about $18-19 million. That's what we talked. Fly, Eagles, fly. Thank you very much for Super Chat. We thought he was going to go on like $18-19 million. Now here he wants 21. Well, we're not going to do that. And what did they do? They did that, and they waited, and they screwed him up for the season. They screwed it up. Instead of going ahead and say, let's take care of the guy so he gets his shoulder worked on, he literally had to go there and say, I ain't doing shit until you pay me. I'm not. And could not work out all summer long with that shoulder. Shows up to training camp for the last freaking week and really, yeah, he got a lot of pressures. Okay, great. He got a few tackles for losses. But he still was not the player that he should have been had he been there working out. The Dallas Cowboys need to own that because they screwed that up. They screwed it up. And instead of learning from that, Zeke Elliott holds out. Zeke who? Zeke who? Isn't that what Jerry Jones said? Zeke who?
Don't forget about the T-shirt.
The T-shirt? What T-shirt?
He made him hold the T-shirt when he signed the contract.
Derek Parkinson, great YouTube cast. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that, Derek. Thank you very much, man. You know, I mean, seriously, this was Jerry Jones in preseason.
Good color. Mexico.
Ziku, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he did. And ends up basically bringing up the Brinks truck for Zeke Elliott after he holds out a training camp. Okay? Isn't in as good a shape as he should be. And you can see a lot of times he looked winded. There were key moments in the game where third down where you're supposed to have your $90 million running back in the game and he's on the sidelines. You, Dallas Cowboys, screwed that up. I sat here and people laughed at me. They laughed at me when I said you need to go ahead and get Dak Prescott signed before Russell Wilson. You could have gotten him for under $30 million then. But no, you waited. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott deserves Pat Mahomes' money, because that may be one of those contracts that it sticks for quite a while. However, this is Russell Wilson. Bam, 35. Then you had Big Ben, bam, 34. Then you had Carson Wentz, 33.5, bam. Jared Goff, 32. And now you got Kirk frickin' Cousins, who's got guaranteed over the next 3 years $96 million. Kirk frickin' Cousins. He got $33 million guaranteed the next 2 years on top of the 28 a year that he had already, 2 years in. So you got all these guys, once Russell Wilson set the market up here at 35, that are all in the 30 range. So what do you think happens now that it's been blown out the water and now is at $50 million? All of a sudden, why should I settle for 35? I'm okay taking the cap number, right? I'm not saying pay Dak $50 million. No, I'm not saying that. But your offer of 35, we can take off the board that Dak Prescott wants to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. And I said this over and over and over and over and over and over again. I said, look what you got here. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, he's like, hey, yeah. This is Deshaun Watson tweet. He happy. He's happy. You know what? DOOR Gunner. You know, it's so funny that I hear you guys. You're like that guy who said like 3 years ago that Dak Prescott will be flipping burgers in 2 years. You know, I keep hearing everybody talk about in 2 years Dak gonna be this. Dak, you know, and it's funny. It's so funny that it never seems to happen, isn't it? You hoping and praying that that's the case. Because I got to tell you, in 2 years, Carson Wentz may not be in the NFL because his body's going to fail him. You know what I'm saying? We kept looking at Tony Romo, who kept having problem after problem, injury after injury. It seems like your guy walking to him keeps getting carried out on a stretcher. played, half a quarter in the playoffs and got beat up. Has had another guy have to carry the team the rest of the route 2 years in a row. So you might not want to be talking about Dak Prescott 2 years from now may end up being the worst quarterback in the NFL, because it's kind of funny that my guy, Dak Prescott, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me do it the right way. Carson Wentz stats. Bam! Let's pull this thing up here. Let's look at this thing right here. Let's get the guys at Pro Football Reference. Pro Football Reference here. Let's look at the numbers here. Okay, 2016. Interesting. Let's look at completion percentage. His rookie year, 62, dropped down to 60. His 2018 year, 69.6. That was really good, but kind of went down on 63.8. Oh, I forgot. He had nobody to throw to, right? Nobody to throw. Okay. All right, okay. Touchdown, 16. That year, 33. Great. 21, 27. Okay. All right. Interceptions. Okay. He's consistent on that one. Let's look at some of these other numbers. Let's see. Yard average. 7.5, 7.7, 6.7, 6.7. Damn. His rating, 101, 102, 93. Let's see. What else we got in here? Sacks. Sacks. Wow, sacks. 37. He got sacked more last year. Wow. Seems like those numbers are kind of getting, I'm just saying, seems like those numbers are getting worse. Am I wrong on that? Let's look at Dak Prescott, the guy you say will be the worst quarterback in the NFL in 2 years. Oh, okay. Got to have a little music in here while we're looking at it. Okay. Let's look at the last couple of years. Okay. So I know that we had more losses, but you can't pin that all on Dak. You'd lost at least 2 games because of your damn kicker. Right there, you would have been 10-6. Your defense, I look at what your defense did against Kirk Cousins' running game. That Dalvin Cook just ran all over us. Okay, Dak Prescott threw for 400 yards and 3 TDs. How much more does the quarterback have to do? How much more does the quarterback have to do when you say maybe somebody else should tone a little the line? And even with that, had the coach not taken it out of the quarterback's hand, we would have still won that game there. Or if the kicker had made the field goal, we would have only needed a field goal to win. But be that as it may. But I'm looking at these numbers, 33, 38, 49. That seems like the numbers are going up. Am I wrong on that? Am I wrong? That his yardage is going up. His touchdowns, 22, 22, 30. Boom. That seems like that number's going up too. Well, damn. Touchdown percentage, 4.5, 4.2, 5. That's going up. Interceptions, well, he had 13, 8, and 11. Okay, so that stayed about the same, but he's throwing the ball a whole lot more. Let's see. Yard average. That means as far as throwing the pass down the field, 6.8, 7.4, 8.2. That means he's getting better with getting the ball down the field. Yards per game, 207, 242, 306. Damn. Rating, 86, 96, 99. So, if I'm looking at this, if I were a betting man, I would say that Dak's numbers seem to be going up where Carson Wentz seems to be going down. And speaking of going down, it seems like Carson Wentz goes down a lot and doesn't come back up. Am I wrong on that? So, Eagle fans, are you coming? If you coming in my house, Eagle fan, I'm gonna tell you, if you coming in my house, you better have your shit together, because I'm gonna be throwing some darts, man. I'm gonna be throwing those darts at you.
What? Look at that. Did the screen freeze? Is it still light? Look for the corona. Oh my God! Oh.
has to be the stupidest thing I've ever
Oh my
seen in my
God!
life. You're gonna take a quarterback in the second round?
Oh my God!
Are you kidding me? What do you just trade Carson then? Are you kidding me? You just took a quarterback in the second round. This team is so good
That's kind of funny, man.
that they don't need to take. They don't need anything else, right? They're so good. They don't. This has to be for some sort of trade. There has to be something to this. This don't make any sense. Eagles UK, thank you for the super chat.
D-Link, thank you very much for
sorry.
that super chat.
This
Love
is
how Eagle fans complain half the
stupidity
season
at its
just pulling
finest.
Aguilar couldn't catch
This
the cold,
has-
but don't
there
want
has
the
to be
Braves
something
back
else
up
going
stepping
on.
up for wins.
You know how Eagle fans are. You know how Eagle fans are, man. Yeah, it's funny because it was the middle of the season, early part of the season. They were booing Carson Wentz. They seem to forget that because they forget how he played when we played him the first game. The only game they remember is that last. Oh well, that game was more important. Okay, how about the year before? Because here's the thing: we keep talking about Carson Wentz is so good, he can elevate a team. He can't elevate them in the playoffs. He hasn't done jack in the playoffs. Can't do jack in the playoffs. Played in one quarter, okay? Oh, brother, I know, you know what? Here we go. See, I saw something in there that made me laugh today, too, because they were talking about Matty Ice. Because people were trying to say, well, Matt Ryan's a Hall of Famer. Get the hell out of here with that Matty Ice stuff. But Matty Ice had one good year, and he choked in the damn playoffs. Excuse me, in the Super Bowl. The biggest collapse ever. So if you sit here and look at, say Eli Manning, who won 2 Super Bowls, and you kind of say, I'm not sure if he's a Hall of Famer. How the hell would you say that Matty Ice, who had one good year, that's it, one good year. So you can get your ass the hell out of here with that garbage, okay? I'm taking no prisoners tonight. Because, see, I'm still mad as hell at my Dallas Cowboys because our Dallas Cowboys, I'm sorry, the Cowboys are the dumbest smart people I ever know. They are incredible when it comes to marketing a team and making some money. They can make a boatload. Oh, Ed Oliver. Oh, Ed, is that what's going to be? Red Hawk Nation? Okay, all right. So I see. All I need is a Giant fan up in here tonight. Okay, is Cole Pizzle up in here? Cole Pizzle, come on out from underneath that rock. You know your little lizard there. Come on out, Cole Pizzle. Make it go the whole trifecta here. I'm taking all you on here. But Ed, your coach, how is it Ron Rivera, who just got to town, that he's in there trying to help out to come up with a new name? How is that? He just got here. Why am I banned? Go Willa. Who said? How are you banned? How are you banned? Go Willa.
How are you banned if you're still talking?
Peter. You know why our cap isn't effed up, buddy? Do you know why it's not effed up? Do you? The reason it's not effed up is because of Dak Prescott. That money that we had to pay Amari Cooper, that money that we had to pay Jalen Smith, that money we had to pay Lyle Collins, that money we had to pay Zeke Elliott, that money we had to pay to D-Law is because Dak Prescott was making $680,000 for 3 years and only $2 million the other year. That's 4 years. 4 years of not having to pay shit for the quarterback. It's due to the man. The man has done above and beyond. Because when you start to think about the average life expectancy in the NFL is only 3 years, he's already getting past that and has only made $4 million in 4 years. Dude, if the cap is screwed up, it's not because of Dak Prescott. It's because you paid everybody else on the damn team. Okay? Come on, man. You got Tyron Smith, who's made almost $100 million. You got D-Law, who's set to make $100 million. You got Zeke Elliott set to make $90 million. You got a quarterback that's made $4, and you're going to blame the salary cap on him? Man, get the hell out of it. Just get out of it. Just get. Go. I'm not taking it. I'm sick and tired of people looking at Dak and saying, don't pay him. And we pay everybody else. everybody else. We keep doing this. And the thing is the problem you have, it's not Dak Prescott. It's the damn Dallas Cowboys. The salary cap just jumped up when it comes to quarterback compensation. And that's not Dak's fault. You can't expect to. Let me ask you this. All you people that say, oh, well, you can't pay him. Do you go to your job and they say, you know what? We'd like to pay you the $35 an hour that we're paying the other guys. But see, we don't want to be in cap problems. We want to make sure we have extra cash. So we only going to give you $25 an hour. How about that? How about that? Would you do that? Would you accept that? Would you accept that? Because if you are not exactly ready to accept that, then don't try and tell somebody else to. Robo Bill 110. Hey, Mark, like your channel. Carson wins on talent around him, but your Cowboys don't have a winning record since 2016 when Zeke. Oh, whoa. You're wrong on that one, buddy. Because without Zeke Elliott in the lineup, Dak Prescott's 4-3, and the Dallas Cowboys 4-3. Now, here's what you got to say. You got to understand. If you're not getting any yardage running the football, chances are you're probably not doing very well passing the football. And you can go around with most teams that don't get any yards and look and say, they probably don't have a winning record on there. Unless, of course, it was like Peyton Manning, which their offense never ran the damn ball, okay? But this is Jerry Jones's fault for waiting and over and over and over. Just like my man over here, this is the perfect... where was it? Bam. Nope. Bam. This is right here. Sign Dak before Pat Mahomes. 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 And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott should get the $50 million a year that Pat Mahomes is getting it, but I'm not at all. But here's the thing. If 45 is the number, you think Deshaun Watson's taking 35? Oh, no, he ain't taking 35. He's looking to go ahead. He's going to be looking to get into the 40s. Well into the 40s at that. That's the way it works. Everybody right now who's a quarterback, Lamar Jackson, he's like, hey, I love it. Deshaun Watson, I love it. Dak Prescott's people, okay, fine. You want me to play on? Yeah, I'll play on the franchise tag. I'm cool. Because it only gets worse from here. Now, in retrospect, the fact that they got him for that number, it's a high number. But we're looking at it in today's dollars. And like I told you, just 5 years ago, Drew Brees was making $20 million a year and was at the top of the food chain. 5 years later, it's $35 million. There's been some estimates of the salary cap being around $470 million. By 2027. You're talking about more than doubling where it is now. In which case, that 22.7%, let me say that again, 22.7% cap share that Pat Mahomes has right now won't be that when it's $470 million. It'll be more like 10%. But they can kick the money down the road. They can play games when you got 10 years of time. Matt Ryan sucks. Randy, I like that. Did Brethren come back in here? Did Brethren come back? That's one of those guys that just love abuse. He swears that Matt Ryan, he's a stud. So while we're in here talking about how good all these quarterbacks are, explain to me, my brother, hold on, look. Yes, Tony. I'm live streaming with about 400 of my best friends right now.
Tell them I said hi. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Where's my knife at, man?
I actually showed you that grinder.
Yeah, you showed me the grinder. I'm waiting for the knife.
The knife follows the grinder. Because I need the grinder to make the knife.
Okay, all right. Well, when I get my knife, I'm gonna show it to my 400 and some plus friends, so that way they'll want to get one too. Okay, all right. But I'll call you back after my show.
Okay, bye.
Okay, that's my brother. My brother Tony, who makes, like, you've seen my Ulu knife, the blubber knife and all that. He makes these knives custom and stuff. So he's supposed to be making me a new knife, and I was like, "Where's my knife at? Where's my knife at?" Miss Anita got brother. brethren, you better watch out. The ladies they'll cut your heart out. We got fans from all over the place up in here tonight. Shout out to, we got Rams, we always got Eagles. I think I got more Eagle fans on my channel than you do actually on Eagles channels. I know I had Ed Oliver, Redskin fan up in here. Is there any Giants left, or are you guys already given up on the season? Have you guys just given up on the season? Is that what it is? Shane, okay, here's the thing on that one. That's exactly what the Cowboys actually said, that, we're not thinking about Jamal Adams. Our focus is getting Dak Prescott's deal done. So if that's your thing, then you need to get that done. Now, once you get it done, you've got, until the beginning of the season. At the moment, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be on the field for preseason. That, basically it's going to be 21 days of conditioning, and then it'll be like 8 padded practices, and it's no 11 on 11. They're not going to even be doing 11 on 11, and then they're going to show up week 1 and just start playing football. So you got time to sign him, but you have to get Dak Prescott's deal done in order to have that extra cash. But now all of a sudden, see, here's the thing. If you're the Cowboys, you're right now going, oh, crap. Steven, where's the whiskey? Where's the whiskey, Steven? I need a drink here. Because it just costs you more money on Dak. Dak will be like, okay, I'll play on the franchise tag. I'm okay. I'm cool. Whether you pay me or somebody going to have to pay me sometime, I'm cool. But the Cowboys have nobody to blame but themselves for this situation. They should have had this thing done. They keep waiting until the last minute, and they've got 9 days left. My only concern is Mahomes' durability. It's been from the beginning. Well, that's the risk that they take. But see, that's where they've got outs in here. Don't be fooled to think that this is truly a 10-year deal. When they said there's mechanics in there to be able to move on, if they're not met, they don't have to pay him and so on. There will be outs on there, and because most players will have some outs, because it may be he decides he doesn't want to. You think of defensive tackle from Emerson Griffin. Emerson Griffin ended up taking the option out of his deal in Minnesota to try and play the market and get a better deal. And it's probably two-way outs that are on there. There's a no-trade clause in there, so they can't trade him. But as long as he wants to play, he's got to deal with them. But I'm sure it's kind of like Amari Cooper's. We think about, oh, my God, Amari Cooper's got a $100 million contract. But really, it's only 2 years guaranteed in there. And the Cowboys can get away. Same thing with D-Law. D-Law, you think about, he's got a $105 million deal, but really, it was really like a 3-year deal, and he already had the franchise tag really as one of them. So after next year, they can walk away from D-Law's deal without any pain. So you have to see how the whole thing is kind of structured. But this lays to waste any idea, problem with saying that Dak Prescott can't be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That deal that he has now looks like chump change. It's a 12-year deal. 2, it's part first-round contract, yeah. Team-friendly deals for 2 years. Yeah, exactly. In which case they get past the coronavirus and they get to the new television contract. So basically they're using these 2 years that they still already had them signed to go ahead and buy them more time. You're real, you don't bite. Who said you were biting your tongue? Jared Goff is trash. We're going to find out a whole lot more. Now, see, this is one of those things that Jared Goff benefited from a couple of things. Sean McVay, nobody knew what to expect when he first got there. He was young. He took Jared Goff, and he knew what Jared Goff was good with. Jared Goff was good at hitting Todd Gurley on the outside. If you look at a lot of the touchdown passes, especially a lot of the long ones that Jared Goff have, it was Todd Gurley taking a swing pass and taking it to the house. But what happened was when Todd Gurley's knee went out from under him, he wasn't able to elevate and get people the ball down the field. People figured him out. They figured out the offense, and now all of a sudden they slowed him down. And see, that was the thing. He could not step up and start passing the football. Now, we had a similar situation with Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott still had a lot of yards because he had a lot of carries, but Zeke Elliott was not the game breaker that he had been. A lot of times his first couple of years, he was taking, shots that he was only getting, 3 or 4 yards here, taking them for 15, 20, or even to the house. You didn't have that burst. I think as far as yards after contact, I think Zeke Elliott was like 23rd. He didn't have the big runs. But to take up the slack, we actually ended up doing really well with the passing game. But see, here's the thing. You need to be balanced all the way around. And you can look at so many different elements that you can't... You can look at times like and point and say, Brandon Wheaton is just not going to win you games. Okay, let's use that. You know that that's not going to be the guy to do it. It wasn't that Dak didn't do enough. When you throw 397 yards and 3 TDs and 1 interception, that should be enough to win a game if everybody else is doing their part. But when you have a kicker miss the field goal, when you have a coach who doesn't understand that my quarterback has a hot hand and my running back has just not got it today, but to take it out of the quarterback's hand and then put it into the running backs, and a defense that could not stop Dalvin Cook, who ended up having almost 200 yards between swing passes and running the football, you can't throw that all on the quarterback. Yes, against the Eagles, a hurt shoulder. Dak wasn't great. Nobody was. You can blame that one if you want to on him, but I can't blame the Minnesota Viking game on him. I can look and say the Jet game, you didn't have Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins, and Amari Cooper got hurt in the first play. You're going to say, okay, you lost those 3 pieces and your defense didn't do that much. Lord knows they couldn't tackle anybody. It's a team game, and we need people to do work around. I mean, the defense. Can you honestly say that we had a great defense? Because, here's the thing. Tom Brady had the #1 defense in football, right? Had the best coach in football. What happened to them? Do we blame Tom Brady for them losing the first round of playoffs? Do we blame Tom Brady for losing the first round of playoffs? He had the #1 defense in football. Great special teams that blocked 3 kicks, 3 punts. And we got a team that hasn't won in 25 years. And in the course of the last 4 years, I dare say we've done better than we have the last 10 years. 13-3, 9-7, 10-6, 8-8. I remember 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 12-4, 4-12. So we're going to look and say, well, if you're going to say Dak sucks, then Tony Romo sucks too. And Tony Romo is the reason why we didn't win those games then, right? Right? I have to figure out what the hell is the reason that my cameras keep doing this. I thought I had it cured, but it's still doing it. The Jets teed off on Dak. He must have had the target on. Oh my God. And see, Special Boys fans, because here's the thing. I forgot about them teeing off on Dak Prescott. There should have been like 3 or 4 unnecessary roughness calls on the Jets, because they turned around and they kind of said, yeah, we're going to fine these guys $27,000 on Monday after the game because it was unnecessary roughness that we never got calls. Those should have been first downs. You take those first downs and put them in there, boom, you win. You go to New England, you get 2 tripping calls. You get a blocked punt. That's Dak? Come on, man. You obviously know Romo is twice the quarterback Dak is. Really, Paulie Lee? What makes you explain to me what makes Tony Romo twice the quarterback Dak Prescott is? I actually want to hear this one. I truly want to see this. Hear it. Please explain that one to me, Paulie Lee. Tony Romo is twice the quarterback that Dak Prescott is. I want to hear that. If they offered Dak $38 million over 5 years, he would sign. I would think that he should. At that point, if you're talking about that, yeah, sure. It's $39 million for the first 5 years for Mahomes, and the last 5 years, it's $50 million a year. Well, that sounds about right. I hear you guys talking about Dalton. But I bet Dak. Wait. Man, these comments are rolling by too fast. I live in Kansas City and I have to listen to this all day. Oh, I like that. I'm sorry, I missed that comment. I wish I could have. Pay Dak to get a Young Wilson, pay Dak, get a defense that can't stop a 3rd and 3 yards more than once in a quarter. Then let's see what kind of wins we get. Go Dak. I agree with you on that one. I think, well, we got a couple things that are going to be going against us. One, having a new coach, new coaches, and a new system, and we're going to have a very, very short window as far as the preseason. There is going to be no preseason more than likely, and it's going to take some time for us to get together. Now, technically, you could look at the schedule we have. We have possibly the 3rd easiest schedule in the NFL, which will be great if it holds true to where everybody should be. Dak not signed for less than $40 million a year. Come on, Dan. You stole my line. Chiefs have been bad for more years. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? As much as we talk about, how great the Chiefs are, it was 50 years before they ended up winning another Super Bowl. It was 50 years. So we at least have that. Miss Jackie, how are you doing tonight? I tell you what, if you're Cam Newton right now, you're like, damn, how the hell did I sign for like $750,000 a year? And this mother humper has got $503 million. I mean, $503 million. If you were to get all that, you know what you could buy? You could buy yourself 15 F-15. 15. You could buy yourself Jerry Jones's yacht and still have about $180 million left over. Yeah, think about that. You could buy the Lamborghini, the most expensive Lamborghinis. You could buy about 120 of those. You could buy, I think, 10 757s. I mean, you can buy a lot of shit with $500 million. I mean, that is literally insane numbers. Romo put up numbers, but that's about it. Okay, you know what? I'm still waiting for that person, Paulie, who was saying that Tony Romo was twice the quarterback that Dak Prescott was. If that's the case, then how come we ended up 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8? Dak is consistently late on balls, always giving the feeling of he could have done more. Oh, my God, Paulie Lee. Okay, you're one of those. Okay, and Tony Romo was never late. Tony Romo never missed anybody. Tony Romo never had him. Come on, man. Come on. You do realize that Tony Romo only had one yard more than what Dak threw this past season, right? You do know that, right? You do know we had 3 years in a row, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, right? You do know that we had a fumble snap, right? You do know we had games where we were up big and we threw like, oh no. He had a nickname, Tony Oh No. And I'm not here to bury Tony Romo. But this whole love fest of thinking that Tony Romo is God and that everything that Tony Romo did was perfect. Because you do know against the Lions that he threw 2 interceptions to Bobby Carpenter, who was a bust of the Dallas Cowboys, when we had been up by 21 points. You do know that, right, Paulie? Paulie. You do know that, right? You want to talk about late and messing up. How about, here's the difference here. You can go back to the Buffalo Bills game in 2007, Monday Night Football, where the Buffalo Bills were an 0-3 or 0-14. And Tony Romo had 6 freaking interceptions. 6. But you know what? His defense bailed him out. His special teams bailed him out. The team bailed his ass out. We get the win. So you're going to say, well, that was a great win by Tony Romo, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. Get out. Man, get out of here with that trash. Go find another channel. Just please go find Paulie. Dak. Whoa. Dude. Dak gets the ball taken literally right out of his hands, fumbles in the end zone. One time, oh my God. Oh, wow. And nobody ever fumbles in the NFL, right? Nobody ever fumbles in football, right? Right? All right, Paulie, are you a Cowboy? I'm taking you're not a Cowboy. I'm taking you're not a Cowboy. I believe Carson Wentz, over the last 4 years, has more fumbles than anybody ever in the history of football in a 4-year period. Okay? More fumbles than anybody in a 4-year span. So you're telling me that Dak Prescott literally gets the ball? I tell you what, if you watch that clip, I'm going to tell you, that's what you get the ball taking that chain looks like. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Dude, it's time for you to find someplace else to go. His contract's actually pretty close to your April Fool's joke about Dak. Well, now the question is, what do you do if you're the Dallas Cowboys? What do you do now? Do you go ahead and say, damn, let's go ahead and get this shit done before it gets worse? Or do you say, well, we're going to continue to roll the dice? I guess the Eagles won that game, right. They got beat 37-10. 37-10. You know what, Roger Staubach got booed towards the end of his career, too. You think that Troy Aikman never had some bad games? Come on, man. Most historic lifetime deal since Magic Johnson's. I'll say Ken Griffey Jr. with Seattle Mariners when he got the $250 million deal. It's deals. It's kind of like that, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to see deals that big. I'm just flabbergasted. Eagle killer. There you go. But see, Gridiron Yucky, you got to understand, man. This is the Cowboys' way. Everybody's known for something, and it's Cowboys. It's the last minute getting stuff done. It was Zeke Elliott week before training camp in. It was D-Law after he threatened to go ahead and hold out and not get his shoulder worked on. Amari Cooper, they let become a free agent and let him actually go talk to the Redskins. They almost lost him. They booed Tony Romo. These stupid fans wanted to go. And now they just, Tony Romo was God. We get Dak Seal done. If you ain't, okay, I agree with you on that one. A-Rod got, yeah, all right. He was at that time, $250 million for, it was just like, dude, even the $25 million a year was like insane. So yeah, this is that kind of a deal. Cowboys up north, how you doing, man? E-girls, do you think Dak still signs for 35? He might if he still gets that 4 years. He might say, you know what, I just want my 4 years. I'm not going to be greedy. I just want 4 years. Do that, and I'm done. But wouldn't it be crazy if the Cowboys ended up having to spend more money on this thing now? If it ended up being that they... Because here's how it goes. Remember they said, we're not going to reset the market with Zeke Elliott, right? Didn't they say that? They said, we'll give him a deal kind of like Todd Gurley's. They reset the market. So they've already said, no, we're not going to pay. We're not going to go that. That means it's going to be 37. Watch it. It'll be 37. They'll end up paying more money because they're the Dallas Cowboys. Salute to Toot Robinson. Thank you very much. What's up, Thomas Garrett? How are you doing, man? So, E-Hurls. I like that. Late to the party, clowning down some. Oh, man. Ryan, and you didn't bring the ribs for me, man. You didn't bring any ribs. Come on, man. Fix the glitch. I'm going to have to go back through. I don't know what the glitch is. I think it's my Wi-Fi system. I don't know what it is. I thought it was my cameras were overheating, but they were cool as cucumbers, and I'm not sure where it is. I'm going to have to reboot. I'm going to erase and start all over with everything. Should have gotten Cam. Would have been Staubach Morton. Oh, come on, man. I think Cam is done, man. Seriously. Cam has been injured the last 3 years. If you want injured, bring back Romo. I can't understand why Jerry won't pay Dak either, I'll be honest with you. What do I think about Mahomes' contract? Can a brother hold something? Can I hold a mil or so for you? Pat, you got plenty to spare there, man. Come on. Can a brother hold something? That's what I feel about it. When I first heard that it was tied to possibly percentage of the salary cap, I was like, whoa, that's really groundbreaking. Because that was one of the rumors that came out. They were saying that his deal was tied to what the salary cap may be. I was like, man, that's insane, but it would have been actually pretty cool, because we've always heard the saying that you can't pay a quarterback more than 15% of the salary cap, right? You can't win. So basically, if you buy that logic, then there's no chance that they will win any other Super Bowls with them. And okay, but see, I think this is the new NFL. How much is he get, or how much is his guarantee? His guarantee is, this is where there's new language. They say guaranteed triggers for 470. Alfonso Walton. Here's the thing. Cam's, I'm not saying he's completely done, but I'm sitting here looking and saying, I've got Dak Prescott, who hasn't been injured in 4 years, who's young, hasn't taken the shots that he has. Okay? Cam has always had a big arm, and he also was able to make plays with his legs. I'm sorry, when quarterbacks start breaking down, it doesn't like it's not like we just say, oh, well, they're done having injuries. They'll be good from here on out. They got them off the way. No. That was the problem with Tony Romo. Tony Romo kept getting broke down after broke down. You know, it was the broken bone in the back. It was a collarbone. It was a spleen. It was always something that was getting hurt, and it just kept to be over and over and over and over again. You can't expect that to just stop, and all of a sudden now I'm just going to be healthy. And Cam is at that point right now, and I'm telling Eagle fans, you're going to be having this issue as well. You looked at every year that it's some kind of injury. It's kind of like Sam Bradford. You know, oh, well, he took care of his knee. The thing is they're not plugged in. And I don't know what else to do on that one, because it's not plugged in, and they've been off, so they've only been on. Had Jerry Jones gone and drafted Randy, whoa, I missed that one. Hold it. Let me get back to that super chat. Howard Floyd, thank you very much for that super chat. Had Jerry Jones gone ahead and drafted Randy Moss, the Cowboys would have won at least one more Super Bowl and probably would have lengthened Tony Romo's career. That is probably a definite possibility, but unfortunately he didn't draft him, so we were left without him. So thank you very much for that super chat. But yeah, I've got to figure out what this glitch is on my cameras. I apologize, because it's doing it on all three of them. That's the thing that's weird. Why can't Polly Lee? I see. Why can't you reply? You're right there. I see you. Till you agree with the super chat. It's actually Cotton. Come on, man. Jerry Jones should have kept Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, well, Frank. Frank, tell us something Frank, tell us something we don't know. Yeah, he should have kept Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, he should have definitely kept Jimmy Johnson. That would have been the wise move. There's been a lot of mistakes, and you know what? I don't know why we should expect anything different with them going through and doing the same thing. You know. You figure that you should have learned before when Russell Wilson got his deal, that you looked and said, okay, Russell Wilson got it. All of a sudden, salary cap went from Matty Ice being $30 million. Now it's at $35 million. You would have thought that, okay, we learned something from that. Let's go ahead and get ahead of it. But that's not them. It's kind of like the Cowboys have a way of running into a brick wall over and over again and expecting a different result. You can look at having Jason Garrett, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. It was just constantly the same thing over and over again. It drove me freaking crazy. It's like, why are you holding on to this guy over and over and over again, expecting to get a different result? It wasn't going to happen. But yet every year, you know, had we beat the Eagles. If we had beat the Eagles and made the playoffs, it would have been Jerry Jones. You know what? We talked about getting rid of Jason Garrett, but he righted the ship. He got us back into the playoffs again. And, we're so close. Here it is. 3 out of the last 4 years we've been in the playoffs. And, Jason Garrett, he's so close. We understand he's still learning all that. That's what would have happened. It would have happened. Don't think that it wouldn't have. We would still have Jason freaking Garrett because that's what they do. They keep doing the same stupid shit over and over again. Jerry Jones kept hiring coaches that were, basically puppets. And it didn't work, but yet he kept doing it over and over and over again. That's what they do. So why do we think that they would hurry up and get Dak Prescott's deal done? They won't, because they keep doing the same thing that costs them wins and costs them more money. That's what they do. They can't seem to learn how to get better. I can understand making a mistake once, but they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. And if it costs $40 million, it's on the Dallas Cowboys. You can't say it's Dak being greedy. It's the freaking market. I don't understand why people keep thinking that somebody else is supposed to take less money than everybody else. When Kirk freaking Cousins already is guaranteed to make over $200 million, and Dak Prescott's got $4 in 4 years. That Matthew Stafford has made over $203 million and has yet to even win a playoff game. That a guy like Sam Bradford made $130-some million and never won crap. That Kirk Cousins, like I said, Kirk Cousins is like 2 games over 500 in his career. But yet we keep saying, oh, well, you can't pay him. It's okay to pay those guys, but you can't pay him. Come on, man. Get out of here with that trash. Fair is fair. Fair is fair. 4 years. You had 4 years of not paying him and were able to build this team. The team you have, the fact that you have the offensive line, the fact that you got Zeke Elliott, the fact that you're able to keep D-Law, the fact that you were able to go out there and sign these players is because you never paid your quarterback. And at some point, you have to pay the bills due. Sounds like I got a glitch in my mic. Do I? It may be that I'm speaking a little too loud. When I get a little too loud and it peaks out, it does that. Sorry. Dan the Man Perfectly said, it's so damn flood. And that's where, when I saw that Pat Mahomes deal, it was like, oh, fuck. It's like, it's going to cost us more money. I was just like, damn. The price tag just went up for the Cowboys. The price tag just went up for the Cowboys. And it's just like, how stupid are the Cowboys? It's like, why do we continue to do the same thing? We keep doing the same thing. And it's just like, God. It's like, I get customers sometimes. When I'm spitting facts, the governor shuts my mic off. Am I a Freemason? No. I get customers that are always looking for a bargain. They'll go to Walmart and they'll buy a ceiling fan. And I'll be like, you get what you pay for. But they're always spending more time and more effort on trying to save a buck here that it ends up costing them more money later. That's the Cowboys. The Cowboys keep, oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to reset. And then you end up resetting the market. They keep doing this stuff over and over and over again, and it costs them. There's so many good things that the Cowboys have been able to do. They have been able to find talent where other people haven't. They've been able to draft well and they've got talent on the field, but yet they get talent and they waste it because they believe in hiring people that used to be part of the Cowboys, nepotism. And we wasted Tony Romo, we wasted Dez Bryant, we wasted DeMarcus Ware, and we're wasting Jason Witten too. But we're wasting other players now with doing the same stupid stuff. At least they finally learned, okay, let's get a real coach in here. Let's see how that works out. But they keep doing this stupid stuff. And it's just like, I can see it. How is it that you guys can't see this? Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. McCarthy had Favre and Rodgers. It's easy when head coaches, quarterbacks like them. Garrett didn't have that. But you know what, though? I don't know. We'll find out. if McCarthy was more important than Aaron Rodgers, or Aaron Rodgers was more important than Mike McCarthy. Because Aaron Rodgers has not done great the last couple of years. I think Aaron Rodgers is on the tail end of his career right now. So it may be one of those ones, because you can look at Kansas City's Andy Reid. Andy Reid took guys like Donovan McNabb. I don't know that Donovan McNabb would have been that great of a quarterback without Andy Reid. You could look at, he went to the Redskins and got killed. Alex Smith. Alex Smith was an okay quarterback with 49ers. He goes and plays at Kansas City. He looks really good and gets paid to go to Washington, and goes to Washington and looks like crap. So you look at Andy Reid and say, that guy does a whole lot with quarterbacks. I don't see anything that Jason Garrett has done with quarterbacks. I'm sorry, I just don't. So let's see what happens with Dak Prescott with Andy Reid. And let's see where we go instead of going on first down, running the ball up the middle every time. Coaching would have added. I agree with you, Jeremy. You can just look at the Minnesota game alone right there. Coaching would have had. But and you look at the slow starts that the Dallas Cowboys always seem to have in games, and you see where we can't adjust to other teams and what they're doing. Would I give up a number one? No, I would not. No. Would I give up a number one and number two for Rodgers? No. No, not at his age right now. No. McCarthy coach Montana, Favre, and are both in the Hall of Fame. Aaron Rodgers will be too. Joshua, I'm like you, man. I can't wait for football to get back either. Some of you don't understand or refuse to listen, but when you turn up the market, what you see, but okay. Danny Dimes and Jason Garrett, we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. Right. Well, you're right, Antoine. We'll find out a lot about Danny Dimes. Dougie Fresh, you're 100% right. Garrett had no second half adjustments. Well, yeah, we're up to almost 500, and I'm tired too. It's almost time to get. Well, it's actually past time to get out of here. So, how long will it take Peyton Manning to win a Super Bowl? How long did it take? Oh, good question. Yeah, it took him a while. Football might be suspended. It's possible. It may get started and end up stopping. All we can do right now is we can hope for the best. What I think will happen, young Wilson, is you're hearing more and more about colleges talking about a spring season. I think that college, the difference being is pro football players getting paid. Okay, you're getting paid and you'll take that risk. You're more apt to take that risk, and it's only 32 teams. But when you start hearing about the University of Washington had 120 people from Greek Row that have tested positive, you start thinking about the college teams that already have players that have already, they haven't really started practicing and stuff yet that are testing positive. I think that college football look and say, it's going to be too difficult logistically wise to be able to have these guys on campus knowing how young people are and think that we're going to be able to play corona free and be able to travel, because they have to travel all over the place. I just don't see how college football does it. Maybe they can, but I don't see it. I think there's a better chance for the NFL to be able to make it and do a season. We'll have to wait and see if that's the case or not. Maybe it's better we don't have a season, come back stronger next year. Whew. Man, you may be right about that, Dave, but I got to tell you, man, I don't know how we make it through a season without having football. I just, oh my God, sign waivers for playing players, not a good idea. I think, young Wilson, I think having you can't have a full stadium. You can't have a full stadium. And with the NFL having the idea of the first 6 or 8 rows being covered up so that way you don't get the fans anywhere close to the players, that would be a better idea, but I don't see having more than 25 or 50% capacity. I wouldn't want to. $50 million a year. Jerry messed up again. What's going to happen to Zeke since he doesn't? Oh, Dallas Cowboys. He'll be over it. Here's a good thing, at least. If it is true that you get it and you hopefully don't get it again, Zeke Elliott will be over it. He's got plenty of time to recover. He was feeling fine last week. He was feeling, or 2 weeks ago, he was feeling a little faded playing games. So, you're actually better off if you get it before training camp and you're done with it. You don't have to worry about getting it during the season. McCarthy made Rodgers. If you don't believe it, just ask. Just what has Aaron Rodgers done? That's what, Randy. I agree with you 100%. Aaron Rodgers has not done much since he left. I agree with you. Prices would be astronomical. Zeke is good now. Rodgers went to the championship game. Jerry doesn't want to sign Dak because he wants his grandson to be a quarterback. Yeah, okay, good luck. Yeah, he may want that, but the reality is good luck with that one. Come week one, we'll be all asking, where's the pass rush? Okay. Thank you for answering that for me. I was worried about that. Oh, okay, no problem. 1975, right, and no Super Bowl since McCarthy left. Yep. Good night to all. How about them Cowboys? Good night, James. Do I think CeeDee Lamb could be our Julio Jones? It's possible. It's one of those things, you've got all the potential there. The good thing, at least for CeeDee Lamb, a lot of times when you get a playmaker like that, you're basically getting drafted by a team that's bad, and you're getting thrown to the wolves. And a lot of times when guys get thrown to the wolves, they don't come out very well on the other side of it. This is where for CeeDee Lamb to come into the Cowboys offense, he doesn't have to be the guy off the bat. You've got Amari Cooper, you've got Zeke Elliott, you've got Michael Gallup. He's not going to have to be facing the number one guy unless he really balls out immediately out the box. He's going to be able to be picked and choose the positions they put him in. He's going to be able to develop confidence.
Randy Radford, how can you be a Cowboys fan and hate Dak? Change teams. I root for our entire team. That's what fans used to do. Now they judge who they like and coach. Ooh.
Man, great comment. See, that's my thing too, man. As much as I hated Jason Garrett as our coach, when the season got here, I hoped and prayed that he was going to be successful because I need my Cowboys to be successful. Because it shouldn't be about one player or another player. It should be about the star on the helmet. And unfortunately, that's lost. McCarthy also made Aaron Brooks, and when McCarthy left, Brooks regressed much further. Yeah, okay. Good night, Miss Jackie. Emmitt Smith is a running back this year for 16 minutes. What? Thomas Garrett, you're tired of hearing about Jerry Jones. I've heard that one so many times that he's going to draft his grandson. He may not have to draft him. I think he can just sign him as a free agent. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think he could just sign him. I don't think he's going to be a drafted quarterback, but, people come up with all of their conspiracy theories. Good night, Miss Jackie. Be safe down there. Do I think the Packers wasted Aaron Rodgers? Well, here's the thing. If everybody's thing is, a great quarterback goes to the Super Bowl and everything else, then okay, then how come Aaron Rodgers only went to one? You know what I mean? If everything is only the quarterback, then how come Aaron Rodgers is only one? How come Drew Brees is only won one? Right? I'm just saying, and don't get me wrong, winning a Super Bowl, Dan Marino didn't win one. Dan Marino is one of the best quarterbacks of all time, first 5,000-yard man. But if having a great quarterback was the be-all, end-all, then how come Drew Brees is in the Super Bowl every year? Now, Drew Brees had a great defense. I know my boy Demario Davis out there. That defense is doing some great things. He's got playmakers and stuff in offense and putting up numbers. How come he's not in the Super Bowl? So do we look at Aaron Rodgers? Look at Drew Brees and say, hey, maybe Drew Brees needs to go. Maybe we need somebody else.
Dan, thank you very much for the super chat.
Because seriously, You know, we keep talking about how good Matty Ice is. Matty Ice, he a top 5 quarterback. Okay, then how come he's not? How come he didn't win that Super Bowl that he was at? How come he's not in the Super Bowl every year? How come we don't say, hey, you know, they've had losing records every year since they went to the Super Bowl? 2 years after losing the Super Bowl. We don't say Matty Ice lost the season, do we? Do we? We don't blame him. Why? Can somebody explain that to me? Somebody explain that one to me. People keep talking about how good Matthew Stafford is. Matthew Stafford, the Lions? Come on, man. The Lions? Because we got Cowboys. I'll take Matthew Stafford over Dak Prescott. Really? Oh, Mason, you know, this is where Kansas City, this is where Seattle, places like that have a great home field advantage don't have it. It's going to be an equalizer. Only that gets scared. Gridiron, it's driving me crazy, too, because I see it flash up on here, and I don't know what it is. I thought, because I have these Mevo cameras, that them being plugged in and charging up while I'm doing the show was doing it. But they are fully charged, and they're not hooked up, but it's still doing it. I thought it was my Wi-Fi, and I've redone all of the wiring stuff, and I got the booster is like literally like right here, and it's like in 5G. So the only other thing I can think of is my computer, so I'm going to try and reinstall the software on there and see if that helps. That's all you can say, 28-3. Yeah, brethren. Okay, you want to talk about my quarterback. Your guy was in the second half up 28-3, and they lost. He had the ball in field goal range and took a sack. Even after New England, and left enough time on the clock for New England to come down and tie it up. Brethren, I hate to tell you, but you're stupid. You talk about a 25-year drought. How about you having a never winning a Super Bowl? Ever. Wow, young Wilson. I don't want to say that one, but you might be right, but yeah. Stafford has a better arm, but it's even more inaccurate and chokes worse than he has less. Yeah, very much so. Having a big arm is not the be-all. Jeff George had a big arm too, but Jeff George wasn't a leader either. How do you think we should sign Dak? They need to. Junebug, what's up, man? Long time no see. And Dak, we back. I appreciate that super chat, man. Glad to see you here. At this point, I just don't know. I mean, they should get him signed. I don't understand why he hasn't been, but, you know, Dak won't get $500 million contract. I don't think Dak wants to sign a 10-year deal. I just don't think he wants to sign that long. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where it goes. It's going to get interesting. I would love to be a fly on the wall right now at Jerry Jones' house right now and see what their idea is after seeing that contract. Because right now, if you're the Dallas Cowboys or if you're the Texans right now, you're like, oh, shit. I hope the rumors about Dak getting his deal done is true. Joshua, it's not your camera, it's a problem with your YouTube channel having same issues. It's a problem with YouTube's other channels having the same issue. Really? I haven't seen anybody else have that. Young Wilson, thank you very much for Super Chat. Well, you know I'm a Dak Prescott fan. 3 years, $81 million, fully guaranteed should be what Dak gets. Why should Real Fan 1? Why should Dak take $81 million? That's less than Kirk Cousins' deal. Why should he take less money than what Kirk Cousins signed for 2 years ago? I'm just trying to understand that'd be great if you could get him to do that. But why should he, when they've already offered him a deal that had, I think, 110 fully guaranteed? Why would he take that? In terms of just throwing, I think Wentz is slightly more skilled. Okay. All right.
Longest deal in Cowboys history thus far. Dak should set the bar. I think the longest deal would be Tyron Smith's. Tyron Smith, I think, was 9 years. Oh, on 2 other sites it's doing the same thing? Okay. But it's doing it, though. I would say that may be the case if it were just doing it on here, but I see it on my camera going out from my software, though. That's the thing. Because I see it up here first, and then I see it. Because, see, I'm actually delayed. I have actually the software up here, so when I see it up here, I'm seeing this like, for example, I'm seeing 57 and I'm seeing 15. So this is delayed by about 10 seconds or so. Hell, end up getting 125 guaranteed. Jerry Jones stepped on the crap this one. It should take that. Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see what they do. But anyway, guys, it's been a long, long day, and it's time to get your shot glasses ready. We're going to have plenty to talk about in the morning about this whole deal. I want to actually try and see if I can get the particulars and stuff on it. But I want to thank everybody who's been in here tonight, everybody who's made a super chat, everybody who's hit the like button, everybody who's subscribed. Some people said they haven't been getting their notifications. Re-hit the bell and make sure it works if you want to make sure you get it. Law had problems with this setup too? Okay. Well, maybe it is that. I'm going to wipe everything clean and reboot it and see if that helps. But right now, it's time to get your shot glass ready for all the fans, all the channel members who have donated. I appreciate that. And if you become one, make sure you email me at cowboysmark94@gmail so you can get your shot glass. And I'm going to go ahead and hit this thing right now.
All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody for all the support and everything else. And as Cowboy fans, listen, can we, as Cowboy fans, try and start getting ourselves together and being on the same team? Can we all hope and pray that, one, we get through this damn coronavirus, and two, we have a season, and three, that we all root for the Dallas Cowboys and the star? We need to stop this fighting between Cowboy fans and stuff. We got enough people out there that hate us, okay? We got enough people out there that are against us. We don't need to be fighting ourselves. It is time to get together. Dak, 4-year contract, $38 million, $150. Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But seriously, I got so many great people, even some of you ones that are jackasses with your comments. You're actually still pretty cool people. I know you're trying to put up a front. I know you Eagle fans. You Eagle fans, you need to admit it. You need to admit it that you love being here. You know you do. But anyway, on all seriousness now, no, I just washed my hair. It's just washed. I did trim. I did shave a little bit and trim this up. I need to cut it. I'm still afraid to go to the barber, and I bought myself some clippers. I need to cut it, but I'm just afraid that I'm going to jack it up, and I'm going to have a hole and bald spots and everything else, and then I'll have to cut it shorter, and I got a lumpy head. I'm scared because I got a lumpy head, and it's pale, too. So that's why I haven't cut it, okay? So understand, I get it together. But seriously, in all seriousness now, we are facing some real shit out here, man, with this coronavirus, okay? You know, a lot of people say, man, it's an old people thing like me that have to worry about it. But right now, there's a lot of young people that are going there. And Gridiron Yucky, yeah, come on, man. You know what that music is. Yeah, the music, it's the most interesting man in the world. I've got the most interesting fans in the world, so it's perfect music for it. Come on, man. Anyway, let's take this coronavirus serious. And let's do everything we can to try and fight it so that way we don't spread it, okay? Because I need all you guys here, all right? So everybody, it's time to, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Salute.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
Eagles, man. Eagles, I know he's not, it's toilet paper. Somebody said Eagles mug. I don't have an Eagles mug. If he was talking, it's toilet tissue. It's supposed to look like, it's supposed to be for poop. What? Eagles mug, I got a lot of shit, but I ain't got no damn Eagles mug. You must be talking about the Eagles toilet tissue. Oh, I'm still on. I'm sorry. I feel a little faded. But seriously, there's no Eagles mug. This was a gift. It's Eagles toilet tissue. Okay? You know, so when you poop, you put the poop on the eagle. But I'm not sure that I want an eagle on my butt. I just don't think I want that. Eagles aren't good enough for my booty. It's just not. And as much as, Philly 500 always talking about, I'm going to double moonwalk on that ass. I'm going to double moonwalk on that ass. Philly, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I'm out of here, guys. You have a great week, and I will